3, it's gonna be Paladin versus Druid, and Savjz down to his last life, as you can see. He came really close to beating this Paladin with a Fatigue Mage, but in the end, the horrible opening hand that Savjz had in that last game ended up being his downfall in the long run. So, yeah, Paladin was just able to deal too much damage early on. Even 3 Alexstraszers couldn't save him.
Now, Savjz has a really tough road ahead of him because Vortex still has both Mage and Warrior, which both can do pretty great against Druid. Especially the Mech Mage can be really annoying to deal with if you don't get an early start as Druid.
Yeah, in theory, Druid can beat pretty much every class, but sometimes it just dies to its own bad draw.
Yeah.
If you don't get the proper curve, or just get the combo pieces too early and just fill up your hand with dead cards, then yeah, the Druid can definitely lose to himself.
I feel even in this matchup, the Druid has some problems because if the opponent, no matter what class it is, gets a board going, it's really hard to come back as a Druid because you don't have like reliable board clears. Swipe does something, but it's usually not enough when all the minions have 3 or 4 health.
Yeah, usually what the Druid wants to do is just have the better minions on the board and being able to push for damage earlier, like going for phase, so you can eventually close off the combo. But that allows the Paladin to just trade the minions of the Druid, and this is where Hawkhammer actually comes to play in a big way as well. This is also a really a very good card in this matchup for the Paladin, because you can kill a minion off, get a taunt up, and not lose your own minion.
Yeah.
People are cheering so hard. I think you probably hear this from our microphones as well.
I guess it's 3D Max, the Finnish team, playing right now.
What team?
3D Max.
3D Max, okay.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck to them.
Right, they should really try to start cheering for Savjz. He's gonna need it right now.
Yeah.
Savjz
Yeah,
0-2
can he make
behind.
the reverse sweep with Druid? Honestly, it's possible. One class that can do it is Druid for sure.
Yeah, Druid definitely has the means to do so. It can beat everything. But it can also lose to everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, his Druid would have to deal with Warrior, which is very possible. With this Paladin, which is also very possible. And with a Mech Mage, which is probably going to be the toughest opponent in this thread. So there's 2 possible matchups. 2 possible good matchups, I mean, in a very tough one for Savjz to win.
Vortex did really great with his Mech Mage. He went 6-0 in the group
On
stages.
stream, though, I want to see it on stream. I want to cast that Mech Mage.
So
He's not showing it to us. He's being mean.
So you're saying that Savjz should just, yeah, Vortex should just concede this game?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Out of love for our fan base.
Well, if Vortex wins, we might see the Mech Mage in the finals. Who knows? By the way, is there any update as to the Blackout versus Number Guy match?
Let me check. Yeah, okay, so we have a finals already. It seems that came down to a 5-game series, and Number Guy did prevail over Blackout. So Number Guy's in finals, and Blackout will be playing the 3rd place match versus Vortex or Savjz. Looking like Savjz right now, but I don't want to make that call yet.
Yeah, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Druid definitely has the means of coming back.
Wow, that Peacekeeper on Keeper.
Ancient of Lore, definitely a card that Savjz needed right now. Get some important pieces.
He made himself vulnerable to swipe here, though. So he might innervate into... Yeah, gonna kill him from later. And there's no True Silver on the Paladin side, at least, to deal effectively with that lore.
Yeah, but the other Peacekeeper at least is able to disable that Ancient of Lore a little bit.
Yeah, I guess if he wants to. It's a second Peacekeeper as well, so kind of leaves him out of future options for other big minions. You can also Juggler and Lolthev, and if he pings the lore, he can trade, or Juggler and Quartermaster, or just Quartermaster straight up. Yeah, Hero Power Quartermaster, that's much better. But I think he went for face. It's a 29 HP anyway, so he's trying to pressure down the Druid. Because how can Druid actually deal with this board?
Yeah,
there was no swipe last turn, which would have come down if he had it.
And even if he had the swipe, right now
Yeah,
it wouldn't
right
do
now it
anything.
doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
So there
Oh,
is a
man.
force of nature, but that only deals with one guy, pretty much. Yeah, two guys with hero power, so you can kill 2 3/3s with your force of nature hero power and the other one with your lore. You'd be down to 12 and there's a Quartermaster on board. But how do you get lethal? Also, combo druids nowadays are running like, from what I've seen, they're running 1 force of nature, 2 savage war. So if Savjz is running only 1 force of nature and goes for that force of nature right now, he probably doesn't have a win condition left. So how can he win the game from this point on?
This is the exact situation what you hate as a druid player, when you have like 3 or 4 minions with more than 2 HP on the board. It's really hard to come back.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you can try taunting up, but then if they have Black Knight or something, you.
Well, if you're
nearly
running
dead.
Ram, you might be able to outvalue them with Ancients of War if there's no Black Knight, but otherwise you're in a really bad spot.
I don't even think that Savjz is running Ancients of War in this deck.
Yeah, I don't believe so as well. So I guess we're going to see Lothar keep the tempo up. He was pondering that Peacekeeper, but he goes for the Juggler. No Lothar at all. Wow.
The Lothar would have prevented the combo, but I guess
Yeah, and combo
Vortex
helps
is not
here.
afraid of dying right now.
Is he not? If he doesn't trade, that's probably lethal. Nah, he's trading for sure. 23 damage with combo right now. What if, no. If he had 10 mana, I would say, what about Innervate top deck? That would be lethal, but he's not in the position for that top deck yet. And he probably has to go for combo just to stay alive.
Yeah, the combo can clear the board pretty effectively here. But at the same time, Druid will lose all of his minions, except for the low tap. Oh man, this is really rough for Savjz. Because using your win condition to just board clear and not even really putting a great board on, not really putting a great board down, that's got to be so rough. It's pretty much just a losing mentality.
Let's see what the opposite is though.
There might be other options, but I don't really see any.
What about Druid and Keeper? I don't think so. Yeah, he's going for combo. There's no other way.
So the Trent dealing with the 3/3s.
Time waits for no one.
The low tap will run into the 2/2.
So he's down to 5 health. He would lose to a possible True Silver Consecration, but we know the Paladin doesn't have that right now.
Guess just play Sylvanas. Yeah.
If the Paladin had played the Lothar last turn, he probably would be winning this turn.
I think
Most
so too.
likely. Because there's no real way for the Druid to have come back from that.
Reporting for duty.
We're gonna see it sounds here. I suppose so. It's gonna keep him alive for a little while longer.
Where shall I strike?
Interesting choice to play the Creeper, just in general. Like, I'm surprised to see that card in the deck.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, just noticed that that card's not supposed to be there usually. So, what's his actual reasons behind it?
I don't know.
I wonder. Does he run Druid of the Fang?
To make no, probably to make Savage
Not
War
in the
better.
big game hunter meta.
Seeing the Keeper makes me feel that Savjz might actually run 2 Force of Natures too and play more combo heavy.
Oh man, there's so much beef on the board for Vortex. How is Savjz ever going to deal with this? Swipe, does it help?
Nope, not enough. Well, you got Savage Roar actually. Would that help? Swipe
It kind of helps.
the Sylvanas, Roar,
Yeah, you can clear board.
trade both into Lotha. I think you still lose. Because you're forced to face tank to get the second 5-5 out of the way. Or not. Yeah, you are. If you swipe one of the 5-5s, you have to Savage Roar, trade both minions into the other 5-4, and face tank into the 5-5, in which case you lose the game. So what other option does he have? If he swipes the Sylvanas, if he keepers the Lotha, trades both into Lotha, Sylvanas still survives, so it's still a liability. Yeah, he just silenced Sylvanas. Oh! He silenced the Lopez so they could...
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought he was about to silence the Sylvanas and Hero Power and the Paladin would be 1 damage short, but this is obviously better.
It actually would have been lethal because of Cockhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Paladin on the verge of actually eliminating Savjz. Vortex, strong performance overall, but Savjz still hanging on by a thread. But hanging on doesn't win Druid the game. What can Savjz do to actually turn this around?
Even if he heals up with a lore, he just runs out of fuel. And we see that Paladin still has a Leon answer.
Reporting for duty.
Doctor Boom's not enough.
Yeah, but the Savage Roar will allow
Yeah,
Savjz
yeah,
to clear
that's
the
true.
Harrison.
That's so much though, like Roar and Keeper, that's 2 for 1. Guess he has to do it.
Yeah, it's the only way to stay in this game.
And he still is in the game, to be honest. But thing is, I think he wants to draw with the Lord because he's just running out of fuel. Oh, that Belcher, man. What a clutch top deck. But he might just heal to get himself up on cards. He heals back up to full. And there's no Roar left, so there's no combo.
Well, there's True Silver. So all that Vortex has to do is attack phase, and then
Yeah.
Savjz will be forced to heal up if he predicts the True Silver. And judging from this attack, this pretty much signals clearly True Silver.
Yep. Does he wrath that? I don't think so. I think you want to keep your removal. You got to heal for sure, but then you got your hero power, which you can kill the recruit with, or you can force the boom bot. But I think you want to keep the boom bot, unless you expect mind control tech. But we haven't seen any mind control tech from the Vortex's Paladin at all.
I guess he's going to draw first.
There is a chance he draws a taunt.
Nope. Most useless card in the deck.
What?
There you go. Most useless card in the deck. Innervate.
Hey, Innervate can hero power. 1 more health.
Did he do it? No, he
Why didn't he do it? I guess
Why
he
not?
didn't want to reveal the card, maybe. But there was no point to not do it, I think.
He's bluffing.
Yeah, there is
with
like
that Innervate.
nothing he can draw that would require him to use Innervate next turn.
Unless second. Wait, he played both Ancients
Yeah.
already.
There's no
Yeah.
possible bluff either by keeping that card. So
Yeah.
what card would hurt the Paladin in this scenario? Like literally nothing.
Unless there were something like... Oh, sorry. Unless there were something like Katkesan, Auctioneer. But like... That seems really unlikely.
Off comes the second Dr. Boom on the other side, and a hero power.
Reporting for duty.
And we have pretty similar boards. There was a roar left that would have been lethal,
Yeah.
for example, but no such thing right now. This is so risky. If those two boombots hit face for 5 damage, that's true silver lethal. It also looks very unlikely, of course. Not sure about pinging that recruit first, since you don't want to hit the Dr. Boom. What? So many shots, man. They all blocked off each other. You can see that Paladin is down to 15 HP, sure, but Druid only has 8 plus hero power.
Well,
There's an equality, there's a juggler. Guess going for juggler, hero power, Argus, and try to juggle those 2 minions.
Reporting for duty.
Nope. One goes face, and the other goes... Where exactly? Now he's pondering just dropping the true silver. That's such a huge gamble, though, if you just drop the play you were going to go for originally.
For Argus.
Wow, he missed 2 66% in a row. That's pretty rough. And the Druid's still not dead by 1 damage.
but the Druid is like hanging on the threads here.
Yeah, every
Like,
single thread there is.
without the Argus, something like Ragnaros could
I
have been.
Yeah,
Savjz has been hanging on for by a thread for 10 turns now.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
It's amazing how he still managed to survive. Oh man, and there it is.
And there you go.
There's the lethal.
Oh, poor Savjz, just getting in the way of the steamroll that is Vortex. Vortex just going 12-1 in this tournament. 12-1, it's a pretty good arena run, right?
Yep. I guess he's gonna get some packs and some goals and gonna go home.
Yeah,
Right?
Savjz had a pretty good performance in this tournament. Almost came close to actually be a 2-time assembly winner, but unfortunately his journey to the victory road ends here.
Vortex so happy, as you can see.
Savjz
Feels like, yeah.
Savjz obviously still has the chance for 3rd place and get some prize money
Yeah.
against Blackout. But yeah, right now the finals are pretty much set. We're gonna see Vortex versus Number Guy, and I'm pretty sure you guys want to see at least some of Savjz here at the casting table.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have Savjz for an interview once he arrives.
Also, just to mention the prize pool distribution, it's a 3.5k prize pool, which is going to be distributed amongst the top 3 players. 2,000 for the first one, 1,000 for the second one, and 500 euros for the third one. So Blackout and Savjz are going to be played for 500 euro, whereas Vortex and Number Guy are going to be played for an extra 1,000 euros.
That's right. Really a lot on the line for both those players, especially because, well, actually for Vortex. Number Guy had some success already, especially
but no
because he
victories,
played
though.
at BlizzCon.
So this would be his first victory as well, in case he wins.
Yeah, you're right. Number Guy didn't win a tournament yet. And Vortex also had some good performances in tournaments. He placed top 8 in DreamHack Valencia. He placed 3rd place at the Take TV Invitational that I won. So yeah, Vortex had some good performances in the few tournaments he played, but overall he just still has to prove himself just by playing more tournaments, basically.
He's proving
Yeah.
himself right now, 12-1.
He's
What the
doing
hell?
it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has done 12-1 in a tournament
Yeah,
before.
this is his breakout performance, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's a best of 7. Could he make it like a 16-1 or 16-2 maybe? That'd just be huge.
And with it being best of 7, we can finally see the Mage deck on stream.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I
hope
really
so.
hope so.
So how does it work? Is it going to be bans or is it going to
No.
be like a revive?
I think it's just best of 7 with the 4 decks.
Oh, so no bans.
No,
Yeah.
no, there is a ban and you can revive one deck.
Oh,
It's
okay,
on the
okay, okay.
rules.
All right, good to know. So that's how it's going to work in the finals. There's going to be an epic best of 7. You guys should definitely check it out. And we are here with Savjz. He's coming to us right now. So Vampy,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us at the casting
Yeah,
table. It
thank
was
you.
a pleasure having you.
Thanks for having. for coming.
And right now, there you have it. Savjz, really heartbreaking loss, just getting crushed like that by Paladin. But regardless, congratulations on at least 4th place. You still have a chance of getting
Thank you.
number 3 against Blackout. So tell us a little bit about your journey to this spot right now.
It's been fun.
It's been fun.
I don't know what to say. It's been great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed it. At least you had fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this last Fatigue game was really interesting when you play Fatigue versus Paladin. And by the end, it actually looked, probably a lapse of judgment of mine, but it looked like you could tie the game, but you probably fatigue yourself before you fatigued them. Where you went for the heal bot and Death Lord, you basically heal for 16, and then just try to Oracle, I don't know, but you probably fatigue yourself first. Yeah, it was really an interesting game, and it's really interesting to see you play Fatigue Mage, to be honest, and I've learned a lot from that.
I think I messed up a little bit there, though, because I thought I still have one more freeze, some kind of freeze left, and
I think you had a second
I had a
Nova
board
left.
clear with playing the explosive ship Echo.
Yeah, I
second
know,
ship
we
being-
noticed that.
I was thinking about it for a long time, but I thought that I still have a freeze left, and nope,
Did you not?
it was not there. There was no freeze left.
I thought there was a Nova left as well, and
So
in terms of gambling, it would probably be
yeah.
more rewarding to get the freeze.
yeah, so I don't know if it would have won me the game. I'm not sure what he was holding. If his hand was like really bad, then maybe, but who knows? In the the other games, I don't really know if I messed up or anything. Like in the first game, I had like a good setup, but he got a big game hunter. Yeah, sure, there was some cards that he could have just straight up won with, but still, like, I think there were more draws that I win than draws for him to win.
That first game, we saw that a Paladin got really a lot of pressure in and a lot of tempo, and eventually you could cope with that. You had so much armor, you could heal up for 10, 15, you had Alex Straza, and you were stabilizing, but those shredders just kept on coming, and they're way too sticky for you to deal with.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with the shredders. The problem was that in mid-game I didn't find a whirlwind or any kind of whirlwind effect, so I couldn't clear the board very well. And like if I managed to do that, I think I would have been in better shape. When I finally got the whirlwind, it was too late.
Yeah, there was a really squishy board for that whirlwind, but you just didn't get inside.
No. I only play one, so my own fault. I should play two.
How can you argue that? Like, considering that aggro, in theory, just got nerfed because of Undertaker, and it's probably underrepresented. You don't really want to run the second whirlwinds because it's only really useful for the Paladin matchup, etc. It's a medical, and just didn't go your way.
No, it's fine. I mean, I think I should almost never lose with the Fatigue Mage to a Paladin. He did have a guess on, but it came out
I
of
think
the...
Fatigue
so
is
I
like
got really
90%
lucky
of
there. But yeah, I think if I played that one better, I should have... Like it would have been a different game. But I just in that particular game, I should not lose with the Fatigue Mage to the Paladin.
Yeah,
so I think
I
that was
agree.
like the defining game of the series. And I don't know, like no regrets really still.
No regrets.
You
No.
also had some pretty epic games with Gara, as we've seen on stream. So, for example, the Warrior, the Fatigue Mage versus the Warrior, right?
Yeah.
And those were some pretty insane plays right there with the Kel'Thuzad and the. What did you? We are actually asking ourselves, did you forget about the Dream card, or did you know that he still had
No,
it?
I knew that it's still in there. I was hoping it's some kind of crappy minion that he doesn't want to play into the AoE.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
But
That's feasible.
yeah, I wasn't really thinking about Dream. Like I thought that if it's that it's not probably Awakens. I don't remember my reasoning, but I was thinking that it's not that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I played that one okay. It's just boo-hoo.
Yeah, and it was also really fun to see that Warrior Mirror matchup where we actually thought that Gara would win because he plays the greedier Warrior, but you went for a really aggressive line of play with your threats. It was really weird to see because you didn't get any real value out of Grommash and of Ragnaros. I mean, sure, Ragnaros killed the minion or something, but Grommash didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So we were really curious as to why you chose to play like that, but it obviously was to put a lot of pressure on your opponent, or was there any other reasoning?
Oh yeah, there was because I figured that he was at like 20 armor or something. He got really high armor very early, so I figured that I'm not gonna burst him down. I need to like get minions on the board and deal the damage with the board, and with my hand, I had so many like big threats, and I built up a card advantage early on. Like he played Death Spite, went face with it, and then with the second charge he killed my Acolyte, so it was like almost like a wasted card. Yes, it gave him the armor advantage, but I got like 2 or 3 card lead early on, and then I was like, with all the threats in my hand, I figured that yes, he's gonna execute this one, but then there's gonna be another one, and I thought that I'm gonna exhaust his removal with the he will run out, and eventually one of the big cards is gonna stick. So that was like I just threw the Grom in there, kill that one, and also that turn my other options were kind of awkward if I remember it right. So
all right, fair
I'm
enough.
happy with the line of play.
Yeah, I mean, we were definitely very impressed by the way you performed here. Unfortunately, wasn't able to stop the unstoppable Vortex. The seemingly unstoppable. I mean, 12-1. That's a pretty sick performance, right? Yeah. So you cannot. I guess you cannot be really too unhappy to lose to a guy on a roll like this.
I think he played well, so I'm not too sad.
Yeah, I mean, you had some insane performances the past couple of weeks, right? A lot of good tournament results. You also almost qualified for the EU versus China tournament.
Yeah, I've been doing all right.
Yeah,
Just all right.
But I think top 4 is still not bad, and this is nothing to be ashamed of. So.
And you're still going to play for €500.
Yeah.
Savjz is not in for the money.
I'm not a huge fan of third place matches, but okay.
I think
There's still money on the line.
I think Savjz is more for the like tournament victory, right?
Well, isn't everybody?
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
still
Third
money.
place match is not that motivating, I think.
I guess. But it's still at least something. Consolation prize.
It's something.
Well, yeah, anyway, thank you very much for joining us, Savjz. Really appreciate it. And surely all the viewers in Twitch chat appreciate it too. Do you have anything to say to the viewers at home and to all your Finnish fans here?
Tori peruttu, ei tullut nyt voittoa.
Okay, now you translate that for us.
No, sorry, I can't translate it. But the party is cancelled, basically. Yeah. The party is cancelled because I didn't win.
Oh, you mean,
it's like
okay,
a Finnish
your
thing,
party,
like when
okay,
a Finnish
I
person
got
wins
it.
something
Wait,
big.
does
That's
that mean
sad,
you're not
man.
going to attend the players' party tomorrow?
You know, like Torilla tavataan. It's like what I said was like the Tori is cancelled now, so.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sad
It's an
boys.
expression.
Oh well. Anyway, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Savjz,
Thanks for
and
joining us.
good luck in your third place match. So there you have it, Savjz, everyone. Kind of sad because of he lost, but obviously can't be too unhappy about his overall performance in this tournament. It was a very good run for him. Unfortunately, fell to the Vortex, like
To the Vortex.
to the Vortex, like many other people have before him. So yeah, I'm really looking forward for its finals, man. It's going to be Number Guy, who has been performing also very well in this tournament. Obviously, because he's in finals, right?
Yeah, obviously.
But
versus the Vortex.
versus the Vortex. That's going to be the finals of Assembly 2015 Winter Edition.
Yep.
And we're going to have a short break right now. So don't go anywhere. We're going to get the finals ready as soon as
Don't
possible.
be so strict. People can go somewhere. They can go to the bathroom perhaps if they need to. So
But if you're true hardcore fans, you just pee in a bottle or whatever and
yeah,
just
you gotta have
stick
your
around.
raid bucket like we had in WoW. But anyway, we're gonna be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. So stay tuned, and it's gonna be an exciting match.